You know, what I find interesting about this world is that you can have people that can be preliminary trained to just accept and obey all the rules of the world, even if the rules are pretty much against them and against their morals and against their beliefs and against their ways of living life. So yesterday I went to a little store or whatever, and it's a regular grocery store, and they had the power out, the lights were out, so it was kind of dark in there, and there weren't that many people. It was like a medium-sized group of people, but it was one thing I was noticing, where as soon as I come in, all eyes on me or whatever, because I'm already knowing, blackmail, the store's already dark, you think you're about to steal something or whatever, which is fine. So, the manager following me across the store, stuff like that, and it's just like, interesting. And this guy is, doing this for minimum wage or whatever, going above and beyond, and the person who owns this corporation or owns the building doesn't give a fuck about him, doesn't even know his name. And so it's like you train people to be disrespected, you train people to be or to act a certain way, and then they're just going to do it. But one of my dreams, you can say, that I had dreams about this really, was like when there's a zombie apocalypse and I just go into like a grocery store and be able to like get food before everybody else start coming in, like all the good stuff and the canned stuff, and then, having like a secret little grocery store, maybe have like zombies like guarding it, or like, how they did in The Walking Dead, where they would like take certain zombies and make like a little, perimeter, I always thought about things like that. But basically, I'm just saying, like, this world is pretty much a prison planet, and I would love to have my own secret little space, my own little sensitive installation, because if you look at it, people are starving with nothing, with no food, no way to obtain it. They have disabilities, mental dysfunctionalities, and mental degradations. They have all types of things going on with them, right? And this grocery store had quite a few people in it, but there was still aisles where nobody was in. It was like just all this food just sitting there. And then you see this price, and I'm just thinking to myself, imagine if money wasn't real. Imagine if money didn't exist. How many people that are unsuccessful now would be successful due to their talents and attributes and the way they think and the way they perceive the world and their natural inclinations and propensities. So I was just thinking to myself, right now these people are starving. People just came in here and got the food they needed. Like if I was in another dimension and I was like the ruler and I had all this wealth and all this power, I'd have like grocery stores for people where they can just go in, get what they want, and leave, you know what I mean? And just, and have enough for everybody, so everybody can have at least food to eat. Because three things really, to need to really thrive and survive is: number one, shelter; number two, food; and number three, having that special someone in your life to actually really, really thrive, When you're under a constant bombardment of attack, you're attacked by your government through the taxes and the inflation. You're attacked by the food and the chemical compositions that are integrated into the food. So you get certain foods and you get certain diseases, you get certain cancers, you get certain bone cancers and rare brain cancers. And it's all coming from the food and the artificial chemical processes that they put into it, It's not natural anymore. And then you look at things that you buy new technology, a new Apple phones. One person was telling me the Apple phone had broke. This other person told me his iPhone or his brand new iPhone, I think it was like $1,000 or something like that, broke, and this, I don't know, bro. I'm not really into technology like that. Like, I don't really care for it too much. I never really cared for phones and shit like that. I just want something that I can record with or something that I could, just call people with, basic shit. But if you notice that every single thing, you waking up every day and you have to chase that almighty American dollar, if not, you're going to be in a fucked up position, right? Or you being forced to do certain things that is not conducive to how you really feel. That's every day, everywhere. There's people in third world countries that'll probably never earn $100,000, but they're out there each and every day, even though there's enough wealth in this world so everybody can have it all. Just think about it this way: we live in a universe, right? Galaxy, whatever you want to call it, whatever. And look how big these other planets are. Look how big the sun is. There's abundance. If the sun is literally burning almost, they say it's going to die out in billions of years, but that's a billion years from now. Can you imagine if there's some type of way where we can have that for the resources on Earth? Like, the resources on Earth are limited, they say, But it makes no sense to me that there's a universe with all this infinite potential, this untapped, productivity that could be utilized and integrated to our societies. Imagine finding a giant asteroid out there and getting all the gold or all the minerals or all the diamonds in it, and taking that money to help the poor, help people in certain economic dispositions. The people that run this world don't give a fuck about us. They want us to be in a prison planet. They want us to be in a prison mindset. They want us to be slaves, honestly. You know, like people I talk to, man, they tell me that, you know, they're pretty much, they just wake up, go to work, come home, sleep, rinse and repeat. And I'm like, you know, that's what we all have to do, and that's what we all have to face. That's what we're all faced with. But it's just, does it seem right is what I'm saying. You know, like if we're humans, if we're spiritual beings, it doesn't feel right that we have all this potential and certain people can't do what they really want to do in life because of lack of economic resources. Excuse me. And I think it's very demoralizing a lot of times when you have talent but you don't have the money to back up the talent, you know. And you gotta play with these platforms, with the algorithms, with the rules and regulations and all that kind of crap. It's brutal. But if you look at this world today, man, there's so many people that are suffering, that are lonely, that are isolated. They can't find their way in life. They don't know which path to take. They feel lost. They feel like a lonely ghost on an old cruise ship, you know. This is why I feel like it's fundamentally and essentially important to find out what you're really good at in life and go for it. You know, I never thought I would be a YouTuber or anything like that. Never thought about that until my channel blew up last year and I got kind of internet famous and attracted the wrong type of people and attracted people even in real life. Like, I'm like, how does this person know this person that knows this person that knows me in real life? It's like, how did that happen? You know, was my voice that powerful? Was YouTube pushing the algorithm to all these people around the world? And it happened to find that person, but when I was rapping and making music and shit, it didn't find Taz Taylor or Nick Mara. That's how I know it was deliberately done. Something did that on purpose. And then now, man, you know, so this whole world, man, if you really look at it, it's a carefully crafted and curated prison, you know? Think about it. You're not allowed to do what you really want unless you have money. That's prison. And then if you have $10,000 or more in your bank account, they automatically notify the FBI. Why does the Federal Bureau of Investigation want to just look, oh, you got 10 grand, or how'd you get it? This, that, and this. They want to know where you get your money from, how you get your money. They want to know that, but you can't ask the government how they build secret little places, as you see in the screen, how they build shit like this underground and even deeper. They built these secret bases underground, these sensitive installations. They built these things underground, yet they don't tell you where they get their money from. And we already know about the Black Budget program, you know. And sometimes I feel like this reality is some type of hologram or some type of thing, because it feels like sometimes you go through so much pain that you start to look at your life in third person and you realize, like, hey man, I know I'm talented. I know I can speak. I know I read books. I know I, understand certain things other people can't even comprehend or perceive. You know? Yeah, people want to go out their way to try to hate on me, to try to do this, but I don't, it's foolishness. It's like this world is designed to keep your mind off of spiritual growth and development. Real spiritual growth and development, it comes in your actions, the way you act, the way you think, the way you're not trying to be an ass to somebody. You know what I mean? The way you just be a good person. That's what I always try to be a good person. You know, I got people online they talk about they got files. They're talking about agents and FBI. These people got files on me. They got files with my name on there. With my face on there, with all this, that, and they think, oh, that hurts him, That doesn't hurt me, you idiot. You're making me more famous. People don't even know who the hell I was. You putting me on your channel or you talking about me, it only makes people want to come to me even more. Like, because all I ever did, bro, was just get on this platform and just speak my heart out. That's it. I didn't bother nobody. I didn't pick fights with people. People pick fights with me. Like, what happened to me is I made a video talking about a sexual conquest I had about a year ago, and this person, a homosexual vampire that lives in a village in Croatia, this person took offense to that. He took offense to me getting some coochie or some booty. So this person made it like his ultimate goal to try to destroy me off of a video, off of somebody he never even met. You never been to the United States. You don't even know me. You didn't even know me before I started making videos. And then there's another person who found me and found my old channels. He finds out, oh, this is his name, and it's like, okay, if I ever see you in real life, which I won't, because you're never going to show yourself in real life, these people teamed up together, listened to my videos, because I was transparent in my videos. I didn't hide anything. I told everything in my situation. That's what brought people to me, and it was also a double-edged sword. And they took what I said in my videos, then they messaged people in real life, got me docs, got this, and then you got people in real life that read, that know, that sees this, and then they try to make it. So it's just like I gotta maintain my brain, you know what I mean? And what's keeping me sane is making music. I love music and making these videos here and there and getting a little vent here and there, and yeah, man. So yeah, you know, can't really speak my heart out like I really want to, you know what I mean? But still, you know, if you look at the world, man, it just seems like there's always something that's above you trying to stop you. There's always something that limits you. Whether it's your finances, whether it's the people you're around, whether it's people that try to hold you down, whether it's just that girl that you really like but you can't get, or you will notice other people are getting things that you want. Either that's their music career taking off, them having a girl, they having this, that, and this third. Like I said in that one video, never envy what you see on social media, because social media is a carefully curated thing. Okay? So yeah, that's pretty much, I just want to just talk a little bit about that, man. Just y'all stay safe out there, man. And I got a hell of a week coming up for me, man. I don't want to get too personal into details because it's going to be utilized against me, so I'm just not going to say anything or speak on it, but anyway, you guys have a nice Sunday. Peace.